So a b-boy to me is a title of respect. It's something that you earn. B-boy or b-girl, forgive me. It is something that is earned because you are representing not just yourself but the culture. So for me, the ideal b-boy is something like a Renaissance person. And Renaissance in that they do all of the art forms of hip hop, right? They listen to the music, the dance, the graffiti, the DJing, the MCing. They have some understanding of each of those elements and they embody that in some way.
In terms of like creativity, being creative doesn't just mean like having wacky movements or doing something that's never been done before. You can be creative with your technique, you can be creative with foundation, combinations, you can be creative with how you're approaching the music. So there's just different levels of approaching every aspect of this dance.
Whatever you think, you can have your own personal goals to be the kind of b-boy you want to be. You might want to be a cypher b-boy, you might want to be the best in the world, as in competitions, best in the world kind of b-boy. You might want to be a teacher kind of b-boy. You might want to be a hobby b-boy. There are many forms of b-boy in the scene. However, you just calling yourself a b-boy to people who are non-b-boys, you have a certain responsibility to know what the hell you're talking about, to say the least.
There's so many ways to go about this, but the most important thing, for me at least, is to just understand where this stance comes from as far as its cultural context, like the history behind it, the people involved in creating it, and really understanding that, acknowledging that, and respecting it.
That doesn't mean that everybody that breaks needs to be an MC or a DJ, but you have to have some level of respect because each of those things is an art form. And one thing that is missing, or something that is not given as much attention as it needs, is that this is an art that requires a lot of skill. It also requires emotional balance. You have to be focused. There's a great deal involved with being this type of artist. So in order to respect this art form, you gotta know its history and you gotta know where you fit within that history. Otherwise, there's no way for you to make this dance real and authentic for yourself. And I feel like, honestly, something that is missing is people really recognizing the history and their place within it. You should know the names of the moves that everybody is doing in here. You should know the names of these songs, right? All of this is relevant. You should know the history of this art form for yourself and so that you represent it truly on the floor, because you don't want to go out there and look like a fool when somebody asks you, what are you doing this for? Why are you doing this? You should have an answer. And it should be for yourself, but it should be also because you're giving back.
The fact that you are part of this culture, part of the community is already good enough. The breaking community is not that big, right? And so for me, I just appreciate the fact that someone is interested in this. But with that said, if you feel some responsibility or if you want to contribute in a certain way, I would recommend that you go ahead and just do it.
A b-boy, like I said, or b-girl, is an ambassador for the culture. You are representing the culture wherever you go. So if you don't do it to your utmost, you're doing everybody a disservice.